I'm using this under the Fair Use Act, which is more respect than I can say Robin Bullock has for me. So, in the recent days, I did a video October the 13th, and it has to do with all of these events that's happening with these wars. As I've proven, unequivocally proven, I prophesied the Russian war long in advance, and I prophesied this war with Israel well in advance. I actually prophesied both of those wars as far back as 2020 with accuracy and specificity. Specifically named that Russia would be engaged in a war and Israel. And we're seeing that. We're going to listen to a little snippet of this video. Pacific eclipse is going to be in the constellation Libra, which is the scales, the balance scales, ladies and gentlemen. That is the constellation that this eclipse will appear in. Who gave a prophetic word on that? November the 10th, 2021. Measured in the balance. Measured in the balance, ladies and gentlemen. I gave a specific prophecy on this, and I want you to pay close attention. Many of you already know. So that was, in fact, from October the 13th, 2023. And it had all things to do with the scales, the balances, and the measuring of things. Let's look at what Robin Bullock has just done, just within the last 12 hours. If you don't treat the Ukraine right, you're this or you're that. They were weighing the nations on the Ukraine. The Ukraine was never the scales to weigh the nations on. Israel is the scales that the nations are weighed on. And so it had to come around, and the scales had to be brought out to the world. And the collision time now is. So, once again, that's his official channel. October the 28th, 2023, he was discussing the scales and the balance and the measuring of things. Pacific eclipse is going to be in the constellation Libra, which is the scales, the balance scales, ladies and gentlemen. That is the constellation that this eclipse will appear in. Who gave a prophetic word on that? November the 20th. If you don't treat the Ukraine right, you're this or you're that. They were weighing the nations on the Ukraine. The Ukraine was never the scales to weigh the nations on. Israel is the scales that the nations are weighed on. And so Robin Bullock has no prophetic gifts. The only gift that he has is that he is a grifter, and he only knows how to steal the things that I've already done. Because again, he didn't do his video until 15 days after I did my video on these very things. The scales, the balance, and to be measured, and the measuring thereof with these wars. He's an absolute fraudulent thief, and that is why he's being investigated for fraud, and he's being sued for it also. And even Mario Murillo, if I can remember correctly what wording he used, he even called him a thief and a fraud. Basically, Mario Murillo himself did that because he knows that Robin Bullock only steals from me to give himself some credibility because all of his prophecies fail. Y'all be sure to share this. God bless.